Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Shalom, Om Swastiastu, Namo Buddhaya, Salam Kebajikan. Hello everyone. First, let me introduce myself. My name is Faisal. I'm a student of English Language Teaching Department of UIN Siber Syekh Nurjati Cirebon. And here I will present about how to teach reading by me. The subject of this material is English principle. So let's get started. First, let us break down what is the definition of reading. Reading is a complex cognitive process that involves decoding symbols or cues, letters, and words to construct meaning and comprehend written text. It requires interaction between the reader, the text, and the reader's prior knowledge. So, how to teach reading? Have you ever wondered about that? I have some solutions. First, understand what reading involves. The second is follow the three main stages of reading instruction. The third is make reading interactive and fun. The fourth and the last is assess reading progress. So let us break down the first, understand what reading involves. Understand what reading involves. Before teaching, remembers that reading is not just saying word. It involves first decoding. Recognizing words and sounds is the definition of decoding. The second is comprehension. Understanding meaning. So if student is comprehend, they can be able to understand meaning. So the third is fluency, reading smoothly and naturally. Without rushing, they are relaxed while reading. So the fourth is vocabulary, knowing word meanings. The last one and the fifth is critical thinking, interpreting ideas. So, reading combines linguistic, cognitive, and cultural skills. So, let's move is the follow the three main stages of reading instruction. The first is pre-reading stage, like I said before. The purpose of pre-reading stage is to prepare learners for the text. The activities that can support this is first, discuss the title or pictures. Ask what they know about the topic. So we can do a pre-teach vocabulary or predict what the story or article is about. For example, before reading A Day at the Zoo, show pictures of animal and ask, which animals do you think will appear in the story of A Day at the Zoo? So the second is while reading stage. The purpose of this while reading stage is to help students understand the process. Help students understand and process the text. The activities can support this is first is a technique to read. First is skimming, read quickly for general meaning. So the student is read quickly and looking for a general meaning of the text. The second one is scanning, find specific information. The third one is detailed reading, answer comprehension questions. The fourth one is annotating, highlight or note new words. For example, ask students to find where the story takes place or underline new vocabulary. The last is post-reading stage. The purpose of post-reading stage is to extend and apply understanding. The activities that can support this is first, summarize the text in their own words. The second one is discuss the main ideas and lessons. The third one is role-play characters from the story. And the last one is write a response or a reflection. For example, after reading a story about friendship, ask students to write a paragraph about their best friend. So there are an interaction in the class. So let us move on to the make reading interactive and fun. The first activities that we can use as a teacher is the first is using games For example, games like word matching, story sequencing, and the second one is group activities like a jigsaw reading. Each group reads a section. The third is storytelling, drama, and visuals. Before start the class, we as a teacher can ask students to do a storytelling or a drama and a visuals. The fourth is pair reading or reading aloud with feedback. For example, give each group part of a story and have them to share to form the whole narrative of the text. And assess reading progress is the last. To check students' comprehension and improvement in reading skills, the first is we can do a test comprehension question, like a literal and inferential questions. The second is use collage tests or fill in the missing words like a riddle. And the third is have students summarize text orally or in writing. The last is keep a reading journal to reflect on what they have learned. So in conclusion, that the presentation about is reading is an interactive process of decoding written symbols or cues and constructing meaning from text. In teaching, reading, especially for English second language learners, teachers should guide students through pre-reading, while reading and post-reading stage using a mixed phonics, meaning-based, and interactive approach. Effective reading instruction builds not only comprehension and vocabulary but also confidence and enjoyment. Thank you so much for the time. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.